33 minutes after the hour, Tuesday, Election Day. Michael Patrick Shields all across the state of Michigan. Andy Hetzel with us from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. There was a big move-in downtown Detroit yesterday. 3,000 new employees moving from Southfield to the Renaissance Center in downtown Detroit there, and Andy Hetzel was there. I'm sure it was very festive. Was it a parade of like 3,000 people in cars making their way down the Lodge Freeway?
I wish we could have waved a magic wand and moved them all at once, Michael Patrick. That would have been a lot easier than what we're planning to do, which is to move them in waves over the course of a year and a half. But we did move in our first 300 employees from Southfield into the Renaissance Center, Tower 500 yesterday, and we celebrated that with a news conference. The mayor, the county executive, General Motors, all of those entities have been great partners with Blue Cross in helping to secure the Renaissance Center as part of our single unified campus in downtown Detroit. So we did have an event yesterday, but we're going to be moving our employees downtown in waves over the better part of a year and a half.
I thought it's terrific, and it comes on the heels one day after Mayor Bloomberg from New York said that we should have immigrants live in Detroit for 5 years before they can get citizenship. I said, well, we got 3,000 employees coming into Detroit the very next day, Mayor Bloomberg. He'd probably be happy to hear that, and I'm sure that Mayor Bing was just ecstatic.
Everyone in the room was just thrilled yesterday, Michael Patrick. And in fact, I'm watching the news conference again on our website. And for your listeners across the state of Michigan that are outside of Detroit, if they want to take a look at what transpired yesterday, they can go to news.bcbsm.com and watch our news conference in its entirety, all the comments made by Mayor Bing and County Executive Ficano and our CEO, Dan Lepp. It was a celebration yesterday and will continue to be as Blue Cross commits its workforce to downtown Detroit over the next couple years.
Yep, and here in the state capitol in Lansing, you're going to be moving employees into the old Accident Fund building because the Accident Fund people are moving into the Ottawa Street Power Station. And in Grand Rapids, you've got a downtown Cora business, too. So everybody likes that sort of urban commitment that you've made to cities. And it really gives some lifeblood to a city, and we appreciate that very much. You are talking this morning, too, about Young Adult Blue Max, SM. Now, nobody cares more about their health than they do about the health of their children. I mean, that's number one priority for any parent. So what is Young Adult Blue Max SM?
Well, the SM is just a service mark. The product is called Young Adult Blue Max. Mm-hmm. So if you call Blue Cross and you have a young adult in your family who's under 30 and you want to cover them for $100 a month, you can call Blue Cross and get that very affordable Blue Cross coverage for that young adult.
Wow. So
it is very simple. It's a Blue Cross PPO plan. It provides excellent coverage, excellent access to health care for young adults, and they can do most of their servicing of that product online, which is what young adults like to do. They don't like a lot of paper. They like to go on the web and look up their benefits and use customer service online, and they can do it for $100 a month with Blue Cross.
Used to be you could stay on your parents' insurance if you were in college. Now the new health care law, you can stay on until you're 26. So is this some sort of gap coverage between 26 and 30?
No, it's straight-up coverage. So if you are a young adult in Michigan and you want health coverage from Blue Cross, you can get it for $100 a month with Young Adult Blue Max. Give us a call. We'll be happy to cover you regardless of your medical condition. And it is another option for young adults that's very affordable from the Blues. And as you mentioned, Michael, under healthcare reform, if you have group coverage, you can cover your young adult dependent up to age 26 on your group plan. What this product does is it gives families another option, very affordable option with the Blues to cover their young adults, again, for $100 a month.
Do you have to already be a Blues member in order for your child or your young adult to take advantage of this?
No, you can sign up. It's standalone coverage. If you're not covered or if you're not a Blues member and you want Blue Cross coverage and you're under 30, give us a call. Ask for Young Adult Blue Max. We'll talk you through the product and what it offers. And again, the premium is very affordable. And any family out there under healthcare reform that has an adult dependent under age 26 can add that dependent now to their coverage, regardless of whether that coverage is offered by Blue Cross or another company. That's one of the provisions of federal health care reform that we're trying to help people understand.
I'll tell you what, young adults learn things as they go, but what they should learn right now is that health insurance from Blue Cross Blue Shield for $100 a month until you're 30 is about the best deal you're ever going to get on health insurance anywhere, anytime, near as I can tell. True?
It is true, and I'll tell you what, if you're a young adult and you're not covering yourself with health insurance, you're opening yourself up to a lot of financial risk. And one of the things that young adults don't want to do is to get their lives off on the wrong financial footing. If you have a catastrophic injury and your bills can run into the tens of thousands of dollars, if you're unable to pay that, you can start yourself out on some pretty bad financial footing. So it's good to get coverage. And if you're young and you're healthy and you call Blue Cross, you can get it for under $100 a month with Young Adult Blue Max. We can make sure that you're protected and that you start your life out on firm financial footing with good health insurance.
You know, sometimes young people say, I'm invincible, I'm young, I don't need health insurance, but there are plenty of examples to the opposite, and for $100 a month, that's a really good hedging of your bet. Thank you for making that available and for looking after every facet of people in Michigan.
And thanks for letting me on the air with your listeners this morning, Michael. It's always good to talk to you.
Andy Hetzel, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. I don't know if anybody had any insurance on Osama bin Laden or if they're going to be able to collect. Somehow I doubt it. But Salah Hassan is with us, the director of the Michigan State University Islam, Muslim, and Journalism Education Studies, the Muslim Studies program. Welcome back to the program.
Hi, thank you.
Well, what was your reaction to the sort of worldwide reaction, and especially in places like Dearborn, Michigan, to the death of Osama bin Laden?
Well, I was glad to see that most of the reaction was fairly positive, that there wasn't any immediate mourning of his death in any kind of sense that he was in the U.S. among Muslims or Arabs as a martyr.
Do you think he was becoming passé already anyway?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And all of the, significant analysis of the role of Al-Qaeda that's been published in the last couple of days indicates that as well. Mark Lynch, in particular, writing for Foreign Policy in the Middle East desk, commented quite extensively on that yesterday, pointing to the fact that Al-Qaeda is, in the face of what's happening in the Arab world, has become relatively insignificant. But it is the case that Osama bin Laden remained a personality and a figure, and people knew who he was, and when he did put out a message, it was something that people did attend to, Americans and others. So now that he's gone, you don't have that voice out there, and that's a significant change.
This is a question you can't possibly answer other than your gut instinct. If you were doing a poll right now of the entire Muslim world, let's limit it to the Middle East for now.
Yeah.
Would the poll come out in favor of the so-called Arab Spring, the reforms, or would the poll come out extremist Al-Qaeda?
Oh, I think that the poll would definitely come out in favor of the Arab pro-democracy movements, the Arab Spring.
How did that happen so quickly?
Well, I think this has been a process. It's been, certainly going on for the last 5 or 6 years, and what we've seen is that the actions of Al-Qaeda have worked against them. In many cases, as you probably know, many Muslims, many Arabs have been the victims of Al-Qaeda operations.
And that will end your support very quickly. Salah Hassan at Michigan State University, the Director of Muslim Studies. We'll talk again soon. It's Michael Patrick Shields.